Hey there, welcome back for another ASMR video. Today we're going to be doing another Overwatch VOD review. And today we're going to be doing Zenyatta and Mercy. So I think this person started, did a 50-50 mix. But we're gonna talk through both, and swapping is such an important thing in the game, so I think this will be very helpful. So let's go ahead and jump into this match. And before I do, you can send me VOD reviews at nathanasmrs with an S at the end at gmail.com. In this instance, this is from a member of our community, and so thank you so much for sending this in. And I think we can learn quite a bit. So let's jump into it. Yeah, and here we go. Alright, so we've got our team here. We've got a Zenyatta, Ana, Echo, Zarya, and a Reinhardt, and a Reaper. And then we have a Rein, Mercy, Hanzo, Lucio, McCree, and Zarya. You're at a bit of disadvantage here just because of the range situation, and you don't have very much and they have a lot, so that's going to cause problems. That was a good pick there. Oh, that was the other team. The blue and the red thing always confuses me for a second. Alright, so yeah, initially I thought you're at a pretty big disadvantage here with just damage output because you've got not as much range. Okay, he's going Ash. Zenyatta is such an important character because his orbs can make such a huge difference. And his Discord can just help you slice through the other team. Okay, so I like what you've been doing so far. There isn't a lot you could do here in this situation because you're sort of, with Zenyatta, you're trying to stay back so that your team can really shine. It's so important that you stay out of line of sight from this McCree and Hanzo. With Zenyatta, you're always peeking around corners and you're looking for the right time to throw your orbs out. You really aren't wanting to push forward alone. Your Ana here is sort of cut off, so she's in a bad position, but it looks like you're right overcharged anyway. The problem here is that it's hard to make headway when they have high ground and so much damage output that's ranged, and your team doesn't have that. So let's see, we'll continue. You got your trance, that's huge. I mean, that was pretty quick. You should be aiming for, I like to say maybe 2 per, 1 or 2 per point with the card there. Okay, so you're suffering from this Hanzo. I like that you're focusing down that shield. I think this is an instance where you could have actually held on behind this corner here on this wall. I would have actually, you kind of got a little greedy here, and you push forward just a little bit too much. I think you would have been better served just holding on the corner there. Or in this situation, I think that you could have tranced because you did have the advantage, and if you had pulled off another pick or two, you're close enough that it would have created a situation where you could have continued the advantage and they would be trickling and you probably would have capped that point. But that said, I do like that you waited for the Zarya to ult because that is going to be your most effective time to use it. But sometimes I do think you have to break the rules, and I think you could have done that. They don't have a main shield, so your Reinhardt could have maybe won that battle there. You do have 2 minutes left, though, so in the end, it may not matter. Okay. So you really need to be thinking who you're wanting to put that orb on. You are holding this ult a little long, too. I'm not gonna lie to you there. I think you could, let's see what happens. If you do manage to land this with the Zarya, that will be perfect, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. See, now I think you could be playing a little bit on, like, on that left side there, towards there's a mini health pack. You could have been pushing over there a little bit more, but, alright, let's hope this is the time to use the... There we go. He still lost the Reaper, unfortunately. So, at the end of the day, I'm not sure that was actually the best use of that trans. I think, textbook-wise it is, but in actuality, you may have been better served using it in, that situation where you have the advantage. I think you're going to get this point, though, so maybe it didn't matter in the end. Oh, okay. That was a good shot. I would be, see now, I'd be pulled back here. Again, you're a little bit connected, you're too close. And this Zarya intelligently is going to melt you down. So I would have actually pulled back here and held over here where that mega health pack is. You would have had the same range. Or at least be playing near that mini health pack. I think with Zen, his problem is that he gets melted so quickly, so if you do play near the health pack, it's going to give you that extra boost that you need. I think your team's going to pull this off anyway. Alright. Pushing forward. That Hanzo's doing a lot of work. See, one error I'm just going to say about this Reinhardt is that if he had pushed up this ramp and took the space a little bit better, you can see they're kind of staggered, so, and you have 4, they wouldn't have the advantage, and actually instead of this uphill climb, and now you're gonna push into the whole team, you might have created a disadvantage for them by getting a pick and certainly taking space. That's really crucial there. So that would have given you the space to maybe pop over here on this stairwell and near the mega and throw some damage in. So it's unfortunate. He's gonna stick with the payload though, I think. Okay, good. You almost have your trans skin, so you're getting good trans generation. So that's one really good thing, especially for the rank that you're at. You're doing really well. Actually, that was a good use of it. I think that was a good use of your ult. I think the Zarya is going to melt you here from behind though a little bit. Or a Mercy. You kind of did chase, and I think you should have held back a little bit there. I understand why you did that, to get away from the Zarya, but you actually isolated yourself from the other healer, and I think you should have gone the other direction probably, and certainly not chase into that little hallway towards their spawn. So I don't see a Discord orb yet. Definitely want to be spamming those as much as possible. I mean, we can see right here, you could have used it multiple times here. I think that worked. That was a huge Reaper play, but you need to be really conscious of just throw it out at least. If if you're not taking the, actually, I think you used it there. You were using it earlier, but for a moment there, yeah. So just that consistency with the orbs is really crucial, and you've done a really good job so far. So I don't want to take away from that, but I do think there's maybe some downtime there, maybe 10% that I'm seeing where you could just make sure like, oh, I gotta put that on somebody. See, like here's your healing orb is not up on somebody. It should be, there we go. So if you take that for the whole match, add up all that time that you're spending 10 seconds here and there without the orb on, it'll add up, especially with Zenyatta, when I like to think of how you level up in terms of ult generation. A GM player or top 500 might generate that ult 30% faster. They're throwing out damage here and there, and there's more to it than that, but I do think that's a big part of it, is how fast you're getting that. And I think with those extra couple seconds of orbs, you would probably see you might have your ult already. So I just want to also add, you can see you've got, looks like your Junkrat is pretty critical here. You have your orb on the Reinhardt. I think that you need to really be thinking about your prioritization with your heal orb. I don't think it's bad. I think that just take 2 extra seconds to think about where the orb is going to be best utilized. I think that will help you a lot, because, or not 2 seconds, maybe 1 second, but I think it will help you quite a bit actually here. So let's, yeah, but I think that wasn't a lot to do. They're chasing you pretty far back, actually. So I really like the movement into the stairwell here. I think that was a really good choice. But you see your Ana there on the left. Behind you is half your team, so you've got a team that's split by that container there. I think your rotation was good, but the negative part is it puts you in a bad position here. Let's see. You did rotate pretty decently there. That was decent rotation on your part, specifically, but maybe not as much the rest of the team there. Where's your Discord? I don't see it. Okay. So low, not a lot to do there, although you did have trans and it's the last fight. I think you need to, let's see how it plays out, but in the last fight, I think it's pretty important to pop the ult, yeah, because I think you're going to wipe here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think you should have popped it in the last fight, because now there's no one to heal here. Except the Zarya, but I think you're going to wipe before. I think that's the really crucial, thinking about proactive with your ults instead of reactive. Because if you'd used it, and then 1 or 2 people had died, And look, and now, whoa, now it looks like maybe you guys will pull this off here. That was huge. That Reinhardt redeemed himself. But I think it could have been a safer play if you'd popped it sooner. I think that happened last time too. I think for Zenyatta's, there's two types of Zenyatta's. The one who solo ults when he's getting attacked, and he could just be like hiding behind the corner. And then there's the Zenyatta that holds their ult only for the Zarya grab. And I think you need to find a good balance between those two, and also just using it in an offensive way as well, because it will provide you more opportunities actually to use it and then gather charge and use it to win a fight. So you did really well. I think your biggest issue here is the 10 or 15% downtime that you're spending not using your orbs. They don't have a dive, so that's good. One of the things with Zen is to remember to you need to be sure to change and swap, because he's very fragile. He's a great hero to climb with because his ults are amazing, his orbs are fantastic, very team oriented, but with dive and everything, he can be really countered hard, and you need to be prepared to do quick switches when that opportunity presents itself. So here we go. On to the next round. We've got a Mei this round, so it's going to be interesting. They have a soldier instead of a Hanzo. Okay, you're using both your orbs now. I think you start off strong, and then see now, yeah, once it goes off, you're not using it probably as quickly as you should. You died there, but I would say there's about 10 seconds where you didn't have it up. 5 to 10 seconds. But that could be 10% ult charge right there. So I would absolutely wait. You're rushing in. I would say this is a mistake. Yeah. There was only the Ana there. So that was kind of fun. It's too risky. Ash, I don't know what she's doing. You should just look behind you, wait for that Rhine, and looks like yeah, she's gone. I think that definitely I would have waited probably there. I do like the Lucio pick though. I actually thought we only had Zen and Mercy, but let's see. We've done a coaching video for Lucio, but let's just see what we can see here. 90%, okay, you almost have an ult. There's a wipe. Fantastic. Alright, look behind you. I would go grab your team, who, if you can. Yeah, there we go. Good look behind. That was really good. That's with Lucio, if you can get your team there 15 seconds faster, or 10 seconds faster, or less. That's huge. Okay, that was unfortunate. He was a little poking his nose out a little bit too much. I would definitely be prepared to use the salt. Be really careful. Yeah. So, yeah, let's continue, and then we'll see if you get a chance to use this ult, because I think it would really, well, it's 2-2 there, so, okay, speeding in there. Yep, that's 2 down. You're at a pretty big disadvantage here. That was a good ult. It was a bit of a desperation ult. Let's see if it holds. It does look like that did save, so in the end of the day, that really worked out okay. I probably would have tried to... Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. That's a bad cap. Definitely happens to the best of us. If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I would be a rich man. Or at least maybe 100 nickels richer. So, I don't know if I need to go over the C9 aspect of that, but recognizing the emotion that you feel that creates that scenario will help you improve, because Zarya, Reinhardt, and yourself, you guys got a little bit bloodthirsty in that, like, winning that fight was so awesome. You guys were like, let's go, charge. And I think if you had taken a step back, controlled that emotion just a little bit, cooled it down, I think that you would have been much better served. So that emotion betrayed you in that scenario, and that's kind of what led to the C9. And I think just recognizing that, if you're in voice comms, pointing that out can really help. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on, because that stuff happens, and I think he could have been avoided, but I think you guys are still playing decently if you just play smart here. You almost have your old 86% there. That's soon. Okay. Alright. That's good. I hope you get a chance to use this ult here, because okay. This will be that moment you're a little too far out there. If you had been in the high rank, I think that you would have gotten picked right there for sure. Ooh, that's rough. That happens. I think, like I was saying just a second before that, you were like a little bit aggressive there and kind of out front. I think you should have taken a step back and absolutely tried to, because again, it was like that situation previously. You've got the game winning ult, you know what I mean? You have to stay alive in that scenario, so you do whatever it takes to do that, which, if it means turning around and running away with a speed boost, then you should do it. Because in that situation, again, it's a good boop. Okay. So let's get rough here. Running double shield, which I think is going to be good for your Junkrat. Your soldier probably should switch here, but I doubt that they will. Okay. Now you have this ult again. Now let's try to see if you can stay alive. That's the key. You know that this fight hinges on your using this here. So they don't have a Zarya anymore. Bit of a delay there. Unfortunately, you got that was another. I think the key is, when you are playing Zenyatta or Lucio, you do need to tell yourself, like, wow, I have the most important ult, so I should definitely try to stay alive. I would have waited right there too. If you had waited, you were frustrated, so you ran out. But if you had been like, okay, I'm gonna wait for my Reinhardt, you could have popped out there and actually gotten this ult off and maybe even won the match. Get a speed boost him in there. Okay. we're moving forward here, and thank you. That's good. That's good. Hey, you don't want to get sucked into the Red Lucio mindset. That can be rough. Alright, so let's jump back into this here. Looks like it's going to be the end of this round. Okay, that's great. That's 2 down. There, Lucio, he probably had his ult, I bet you. Yeah, he does. I just looked at that. Let's see. Good push. Oh, that was really well done. Good follow through. Alright, so you've got your ult again. 30 seconds are on the clock. You're Michael Jordan. Let's hope that this time you will stay alive and use the ult when you want, not in reaction to death here. Let's see. Should be sort of backed up a little bit. Alright, so here we go. There we go. Okay, that was good use of the ult. Offensive, your team's not really taking advantage of it, unfortunately. Okay. Well, so the soldier's down, which is good. That's a 1v1 right there with the Junkrat soldier, so sort of even. She got the res off, unfortunately. You don't want to be trying to boop this Orisa. I would have definitely been holding back there. Soldier got a pretty big ult off there. Are they going to cap this? I'm guessing yes. Okay, we're coming in. This is a lost cause probably here. Pretty sure they're going to cap this one. Yeah. Okay, so that was a pretty decent round. I think, again, for you, you really need to be focused on the most effective use of your ult. I think that would be the most important thing in trying to stay alive. So we have the next round going here, and I think the most important thing for you is to, again, really focus on the importance of that ult, because, again, it can win the fight. And trying to stay alive is, again, really important. Alright, so we're making another switch here. We're going to Mercy. Let's see how that works out. I like that choice. There you have a Widow and you have a Pharah. So I think that was a really good selection for what you have. So I'm not sure about this Moira pick, but yeah, definitely stay tight with this Pharah. I think that'll be really, really important, especially if she can get some value. One pick, you win a fight, you're going to gain some ground here. So this is super crucial. You've only got 1 minute each. So I might have actually held on with the Widow, but I think with this rank, maybe that would have been not as optimal of a choice as the Pharah. So we're pushing in. Okay, excellent. Hopefully she gets a boop. Okay, you're doing what you need to be doing. I mean, again, Pharah Mercy combo is a classic, and you just pretty much need to hang on. The Widow got a good pick. Also, looks like he's still at disadvantage. The McCree got some pretty big picks. Your Reinhardt, I'm not sure what he's doing over there. Looks like he might get out of this alive. With Mercy, again, you are really trying to save the res for the right moment. I would save it for a tank if you can, or a DPS who's really performing pretty highly. I'd be popping this ult right now. Good, there we go. That was a good use of an ult. Let's see if we can heal through that. And okay, I like that. Yep, get up high if you can. Okay, we're going through here. Good. I like that you're with the Reinhardt right now. That's pretty crucial. Definitely not. Don't boost the Moira there. She sort of betrayed you. She could have turned around to heal you. And I always say that as a healer, you really want to focus on the other healer. It looks like you're going to cap this point, though, which is really good. So I like the Lucio pick to get back. That was nice. And again, to get back to the point, sometimes you do need to switch off to Hamster, Lucio, whatever it is, even if it's not the optimal choice. If you're there, then you're going to make an impact. If you're not there, then you make no impact, regardless of who it is. I'd be really careful here. One death and you lose the fight, and it's over. So let's see here. Okay, I like that. Good use of the heals. That was a pretty decent charge, actually, from the Reinhardt. Okay. I like that positioning. Let's see, I'd like to see a little more of that kind of peeking in the corner there. Okay, great. That's fantastic. You guys capped it. Awesome. This Mercy, I wouldn't let her get out of there alone. Yeah, I would definitely. That really wasn't your job, though. That was more the DPS, but you definitely want to be putting pressure on that, like, one hit point Mercy as she flies all over your whole team. Okay, you've got your ult again here. You made a lot of switches, which I think has been really useful for your team. They haven't really made too many switches outside of you, in fact. So, I think you made a huge impact with all the switches you've made. You have your ult here, so if you ult this, you win the fight, most likely, and you can cap this here. So let's hope you don't die with this. Okay, great. That was offensive. I liked that. Offensive ult was definitely best here. Excellent. Okay, I think you might actually cap this. That's a huge advantage. Great job. Do you see how when you used it on your own terms, it was like you chose statistically a more likely play than dying, running out, and then just kind of using it out of desperation? So try to set things on your own terms with those secondary ults. I think that'd be really useful for you. But that was a great round, and most importantly, if you look at yourself and the impact you've made, you've really impacted your team's performance. You switched 3 times, so I think you've made smart switches, which I think really have brought your team to victory. And that's the most important thing, is switching to what needs to be what you need. Being the guy who waits on one hero is gonna, I think, create some problems for you. Okay, so they only have a minute, and I'm guessing this will be the end of the match. Okay, so you've swapped again to sort of Lucio, Mercy. Okay, a lot of switches here, except for your DPS and tanks. So it looks like they have a dive here. Alright, so here we go. We've got Diva, Winston. Their DPS is sort of a mix. The Hanzo was the best player in my opinion, so it looks like he's not going to be too involved with this dive here. Be very careful. One player dead, and that could be the fight, unfortunately. Oh, what's Ryan doing? No. Okay, I'm not sure what he's doing. I would not have followed him there. Okay, well, you paid for that mistake right there, but I would have handled that for sure. If I would have pulled back, I think that you didn't have a lot of choices there. That was sort of a rough position to be in. The Hanzo is definitely putting in work. Okay, I wouldn't go in there. Yeah, hopefully you live through this. I think in a high rank that could have been risky. These two, I wouldn't have popped in with these two. I would have waited for your ride and gone with the bulk of the team, because you guys are going to wipe here, I'm sure of it, and or at least one or two of them are, and you'll be at a huge disadvantage. There it is. That was nice. Okay, I stand corrected. This might be it. You're going to have your ult here pretty soon. That's important. Okay, I may not need it. I think this is it. Fantastic. Great job. That was a really great victory, and you made a lot of switches. I think you should be really proud. So, that all said, I think you did great. I think the most important thing for you is to focus on, with Zenyatta, your orbs, making sure you have a lot of uptime on those orbs. When are you using Transcendence? Trying to utilize peaks and flanks. And then with Lucio, again, your ult usage, you need to be really careful when you have your ult, and be proactive with it as well. With Mercy, I liked what I saw. I think you chose well, but I would have probably, I might not have gone Mercy in the end, because you were getting value with the secondary ults, but you were just following your DPS, so that was smart too. It's all a balance, but all in all, really well done. And thank you so much, Kimchi, for sending this in. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed watching it. I wish you luck in your climb for the next season, and I hope the rest of you learned some valuable information. So have yourself a great evening, and I'll see